Welcome to Module 5 of the 6 Essential Lessons of Managing an E-commerce Business. Module 5 is about taxes and regulations. From the business side of having an e-commerce business, this is probably your single biggest risk. Risk not in the sense of how your business is run, but risk from the standpoint of existential risk. What are some of the things that can make you go out of business tomorrow? The big thing here, the big takeaway here in taxes is that taxes are certain. There are 4 taxes you want to be aware of, and this is not just in an e-commerce business, but in a brick and mortar business as well. The number 1 issue is sales tax. Number 2, business tax. Number 3, income tax. And number 4, depending on where you're doing business, this thing called VAT or value added tax. For the e-commerce space, you are not exempt from your tax responsibility. Many people may think that's the case because you're simply bouncing from one state to the other. If you're selling items online, for example, and you're selling to customers in California, Florida, New York, Tennessee, and Illinois, the issue there is different states have different online sales tax laws. And part of your due diligence would be to learn what are the different laws of sales tax based on the state in which you're selling. There is one, the sales tax rules for the state you are located in, and how does that state handle sales tax in terms of selling to people in other states or other countries for that matter. And then there's the case of the different states and what do they require of you in terms of sales tax. So you want to be aware of where you're selling and what your tax liabilities are. Now, the good thing about that is if you are selling on some particular platform, such as eBay, Etsy, Amazon, they all have these things built into their packages and into their platform. So you probably don't have to remember that much about who has a sales tax that you need to collect and who does not. That can be built right into your business operations itself. As you can see from this slide up here, we can tell the states that have online sellers, and those online sellers are taxed. Those are the states in blue. We have the states that have no state sales tax for those in orange. And then the ones that are in gray, those are states where you pay sales tax if and only if you have a physical presence in those states. The orange ones also include Alaska, which is going to make that 5 states, make it 5 states where there is no state sales tax. You need to know this because if you're selling an item to someone in the state of Oregon, you know that there is no sales tax to be collected. However, you sell something to someone in the state of North Carolina, and you know that you've got to collect North Carolina's sales tax and make sure that money gets sent on to North Carolina. And again, depending on the platform you're using, whether you've created your own e-store or you're using somebody's platform, you can tell that they too may have a way of telling you if you have to pay sales taxes or not. the online sales tax laws are changing. So because they are changing and still fluid, you have to keep on top of what changes have taken place. And when changes have taken place, you've got to make adjustments in your platform. Another good reason to go with one of those big platforms that they are updating their information every single day. And so if Oregon changes, for example, its sales tax idea or its sales tax concept, then you will not even have to know that the next time you sell to someone in Oregon, automatically your settlement invoice is going to include a state sales tax because those things are important. There are many online businesses. I'd like everybody to know this and hear it very carefully. Many online businesses end up going out of business because out of the blue, they receive some sort of a tax lien on their business from a state where they have been selling items and not paying sales tax. And once you get that tax lien placed on your business, you're not going to just get past that. It now becomes a legal encumbrance on your business, and often you end up actually going out of business as a result. So regulations are coming. Your income tax regulations are going to be there soon enough. And when you file your tax returns, as you look at this form up on the slide now, that form shows you how you must put in net income from the internet and how you account for any kinds of taxes that you've paid in order to come up with the correct number when it comes to the net income that you report on your taxes. Please do not try to be a wise guy and slip out of paying taxes on income over the internet. Uncle Sam is looking carefully. Uncle Sam is paying attention, and Uncle Sam will come after you for his cut of whatever money you're making from an e-commerce business. So government regulations are coming. They're coming to some of the big platforms. You may have heard recently that there is talk about bringing some kind of regulation to the big platforms such as Twitter, Facebook, and Google, and places like that. Once that happens, you'll know that things have changed and your e-commerce business is also going to change. It's only a matter of time when these changes are going to come. So here's what they are. The changes are going to come and they're going to affect these things: transaction disputes, patents and copyright, the use of your customers' data, and a dispute about your physical presence, meaning, are you operating in the state of Florida, but you have a business license to operate in Illinois, and you just moved from Illinois to Florida, and because it's an e-commerce business, you did not think you needed to re-register that physical business. So that's it for the area of managing your taxes and regulations. Be aware of them. It's part of what you're required to know if you're going to run a successful e-commerce business. And we will see you for our final module coming up next, module number 6.